Hello everyone, I am Rachel from mercifulmornings.com, and on this channel you will find the education, encouragement, and support that you need both for online teaching and also just for daily life. Today we're in the classroom, we're talking about teaching online, and I specifically today want to talk about teaching for Outschool and the 4 types of classes that you can teach. Now, obviously, there are more types of classes that you can teach on Outschool, but when you request to list a class, you must choose from one of these 4 types for your class to fall within. So today is just going to be an overview of the 4 class types that you choose from, what that looks like in the classroom and for parents. Later down the road, I will be doing more specific videos for each type so that you have a more clear understanding of what that type really looks like, class options, ideas, what you could do, just more in-depth details for each one. So when those are ready, be checking the description box below. I'm going to put those links down below as soon as they're ready. I'll be adding them to this video description box. So for today, we're just doing the introduction. I just want to make sure you're aware of the basics of each of the 4 types that you can teach on Outschool. So before we get into it, if you have not already subscribed to this channel, do it now and hit that bell, because that way you will be informed whenever these videos are ready to be viewed and you won't miss any of them. So hopefully that will be helpful for you in your online journey. Let's get started. The first type of class, this is the first class you must list when you first sign up with Outschool. They want you to do a one-time class. Look, I've even made fancy cards. Isn't that fancy? One-time class is your first one, okay? So for the one-time class, you're gonna meet once. This is a one-time class, and you just pick, it can be an introduction to something, but a one-time set amount of time that you meet with these students. But I want you to think of it as perhaps a university class. In college, everybody needs to take English 101, right? But you can't fit all of those students into one classroom at one time. So maybe you take it on Mondays, or maybe you take it on Thursdays. And if you take it Monday, maybe you take it at 8, maybe you take it at 10:30. So you can teach the same class, one-time class, many times, as many times as you want, because it's going to be different times and days to fit different parent and learner schedules. So it is a one-time class, but you can teach it over and over and over again and get more learners each time. So that's the one-time class. One time for however much time you set it for, and the parents book you when they're ready to take it. Okay, option number 1. Option number 2, here's my next fancy card. The multi-day class. Isn't that fancy? I feel super fancy with my cards. This is as fancy as it gets, people. Okay, the multi-day class. There are multiple options within this type of class, and I will go into all of this when I do the video on multi-day classes, but I want you to know a multi-day class just means it meets more than once, okay? So you're not just gonna meet the one time, you are going to have multiple sections of this class. If it's just a short class, maybe it's just once a week for 2 up to 7 weeks. That's your shorter classes, once a week, 2 to 7 weeks, okay? Summer camps, which are very popular as I'm filming this because it's June, summer camps, you have to meet at least twice a week. It can be more than that, but at least twice a week in order to be considered a summer camp, and it's for 1 or 2 weeks, because when you think about summer camp, we don't go to summer camp usually for the entire summer, we just go for 1 week or 2 weeks. So think about actual summer camp and meet at least twice a week. It's still a multi-day class, that's what you select, but it qualifies as a summer camp if that is the setting of it. The other one you can do is a semester-long class. This is, especially during the school year, kids that homeschool, or maybe they need extra help with a certain subject. This is a great thing to offer. You must meet, it's 1 time a week, or you can do more than once a week, but usually once a week is good, once or twice, and it's got to be 8 or more weeks. These are the longer classes. So if you teach chemistry, you can offer a whole semester of chemistry, and you meet at least once a week for at least 8 weeks, or you can do longer. So those are the multi-day classes. The biggest thing about these, it's more than one time, and you have a set end date. It does not go on forever. You know when you're starting, you know when you're stopping, and you're meeting more than once in the middle. So those are the key components of a multi-day class. There are many things that fit within that category, but that's the category you will select for any of those options, okay? Moving on, look, we're already at option 3. Here's my next fancy card. Ongoing classes. And these get confusing for people. These get really confusing. Did you get all that? I hope you can see it. I'm just holding it at you. Ongoing classes do not have a set end date. I want you to think about these as more of clubs or discussion groups, or if you do art classes and you're just doing an art class every week. So this might be every Tuesday at 10 a.m. We're gonna show up in this class to do whatever that is, a book club, an art activity, music lessons, but this is ongoing. You don't have a set end date. Now, eventually, can you set an end date? Yes. Can you stop it and start it back? Yes, because life happens and you go on vacation or whatever. But the idea is it's more of a club discussion, ongoing event that doesn't necessarily have a set end date like the multi-day class. Parents pay for this like a subscription. So when they sign up for your ongoing class every Sunday, it recharges for the upcoming week. Okay, so they can sign up and it'll just keep recharging them every week as long as they want to stay in it until they opt out of your class. So you could have the same students every week. You could have some that jump out and some that jump in, some that are there a few weeks, they go on vacation and then they come back. It's just a fluctuating amount and variety of students, but you know you're there that day, that time for that class, and it just goes forever. You still get paid every week as this goes for the learners that are in and out, so that doesn't change. But just know that when you say this is an ongoing class, this is something you're planning to do for quite a while, to be there for a while with no end date. So that's the difference for that one. There's one other type, and these first 3 that we've talked about are all live classes in Zoom, okay? So when you teach on Outschool, it is through the Zoom platform, and they're all live in-person classes. So you are communicating directly, interacting directly with the students in Zoom. This last one, let me get my last fancy card, is called flexible. Boom, flexible classes. This is not a live class. Not live, okay? This is the only kind that is not a live in-person class. This does not mean there's no interaction. This just means that the student doesn't have to set a specific time on a specific day to show up and meet with you. It means that you provide videos, resources, activities, assignments that you want that student to be doing. You pace it. It's not just a whenever they feel like it, but it is much more flexible in that it's not Tuesday at 10 o'clock, you must show up and talk with me. It's this week, here is the lesson that you need to do. Here's the video you need to watch, the activity you need to complete, and you are still interacting with the student through email, through discussion board. It's all through the Outschool classroom on their website for that classroom. You can comment, you can email them directly through there. So you are still frequently interacting with the student, but they are not showing up at a specific time on a specific date to talk with you about whatever your subject is. Okay, so it's a little more flexible. It has a start date, it has an end date, it's a set amount of time. They complete the work in your set amount of time on the schedule that you set, but they have a little more flexibility of when they complete everything, and you just have to keep in communication with them. So again, with that one, you can offer it multiple times. So multiple students can sign up for it and take it whenever they're ready to do that. So it's not like you offer it and then it's done. This one I have in mind maybe for like novel studies, that because they're reading at home on their own, you're not going to sit there and read the book to them in class, but maybe you have them respond in some way or complete assignments. You're discussing the book through your messages That's a really good way to do something like that. So these are the 4 types of classes. We have the one-time, the multi-day, the ongoing, and the flexible, and I will be doing videos on each of these more specifically so that you can have a better idea for each one. If you have further questions about any of this that I just threw at you, just email me mercifulmornings@gmail.com or comment below and let me know so that I can continue to help you on this journey. I do coach teachers in the application process and in course creation. So if you have not already applied and you think, I kind of want to give this a shot, I do have my application link below that will connect us in the system. If you go through that link the first time you go to Outschool, if it's not your first time, still email me. Either way, you need to email me because they're not going to give me your contact information. So go ahead and apply, send me an email so that we can be communicating and I can get all of the resources that I have to you. We can set up coaching times if you so desire. I love what I do. I think this is so fun. I love teaching online and I love helping teachers learn how to teach online and how to create courses on subjects that they love. So if that sounds interesting to you, email me. The link is below to apply, and I hope this has been so helpful for you. Stay tuned for more videos. They're coming. Remember, there is always hope, so choose joy. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.